So more and more creators on X, as it's called now. By the way, Wiz Khalifa had the funniest tweet. If you look at Wiz Khalifa's tweet, Clemente, about X, it's pretty damn funny. It got like a multiple million impressions. But anyway, people are continuing to post their payouts from X. Based on their, I guess, impressions is the key metric. 5 million impressions per month, 3 months in a row is the minimum requirement for impressions to get a payout. Obviously, a significant percentage of the audience of this show consumes the content, listens to the content on X, formerly known as Twitter. And I think a lot of people in the NFT space specifically, obviously broader crypto as well, but NFTs is almost like a X only space. Like it's almost like a Twitter only space. And I think a lot of people had excitement about the payouts, but I think a lot of people are maybe overestimating the earning potential that they're able to make. Don't get me wrong. I think it's beneficial for people to build followings and to, have a skill set that is able to generate passive income through a social media platform. I'm not trying to discourage it, but for example, YouTube payouts, I think a lot of people used to think that YouTube payouts were really robust. It's very hard to make say 5 figures a month solely based off of YouTube payouts at this point. You need to have a very big channel. You need to be in a niche that's highly monetizable, and you need to make content in a way that YouTube likes. And I think that we're going to trend the same way, with X, with Twitter. I want to get Nick's take on it a little later because obviously he's been in the social media game for a long time, sold a blog, had a lot of success with social media. But yeah, Easy, what do you make of all things monetization on X? Are you paying attention to the people that are posting how much they're making and stuff like this?
Wasn't that a month ago? Right now,
next month just went out. July just went out. So July, yesterday. So July, you got the entire backlog dating back to February. And if you just signed up to get your first payment in August, you're seeing a lot of big names that got some substantial size from it. So you look at Frank DeGods posted. Yeah, he posted he got his full July or February to August payment. It was about 12 grand. So that's some
13
cash.
grand.
Yeah, 12.6, I think was what 12.9. Oh, damn, yeah. So 13 racks. But then you look at some other people. I saw the lowest one I saw was 15 cents, which is right in line with YouTube payments.
What a loser.
15 cents, basically.
Are you sure that was real?
Yeah. Positive.
How though?
Well, because it's the way that the monetization works is anybody can actually get monetized. You need 15 million impressions across anything, and that includes replies. So what a lot of people are doing are they're going to popular meme pages. If you go to one of the, even just popular pages in general, basically any big Twitter account you click on and you click on the comments, you're going to see an army of NFT PFPs just trying to engagement farm it and get the impressions up. But the only thing that they actually monetize for you are your own tweets. So say you have 3,000 followers, you get the 15 million from being a hyper aggressive reply guy and you getting those. Then your own tweets are only pulling 500 to 1,000 impressions per tweet. You're not going to get a ton of monetization. Whereas people who have the organic 15 mil or 5 mil over 3 months and then post their own and still pull 100, 200,000 impressions, only your tweets on your page are monetized. And only the other thing that they just added recently was how many people go to your actual page. That's monetized as well. So there's definitely some varying aspects to it where it comes to how they do it, because replies to other pages are not monetized, but to qualify, you can get there. So that's kind of the loop in the system right now. They did pause monetization briefly because of people that were botting it and trying to beat the system, which is the same thing we saw early YouTube days. Where you'd have view farms where people would pay people in a warehouse to actually sit and watch videos organically and get hundreds of thousands of views. And they've since obviously YouTube cracked down on that, figured out how to do some IP stuff to manage that. But I think Twitter is going to see some similar things as they figure out this model and system. So I don't think it's a bad idea, to be honest, to be a hyper aggressive reply guy to big pages right now while that loop is still open. Will that stop eventually? I think so. But I think if you can get that qualification early on, you're in a good standing. So, I mean, hey, I've been just dumping BoDoggo memes and GIFs in response because, hey, it helps us and get some impressions going. I haven't quite monetized yet. I think I'm at 11 mil over 3 months, something like that. So I'm close, but we've just been busy, so I had to kind of slow down.
Yeah, it's definitely a grind, and the people that do it best are pretty much singularly focused on Twitter. I think that obviously the reason why Elon is rolling this out is to make Twitter a competitive platform with other social media platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and others when it comes to monetization paths. Quite frankly, it's now probably one of the stronger monetizable platforms because TikTok, you don't make any money. Instagram, you can get brand deals and stuff like that, but I don't know what the Instagram monetization path is natively like on Instagram. And I'm trying to think because like he has locked in some really big content creators like what's his name? Tucker Carlson, he left like Fox, and now he's just dropping his content on X natively.
He's getting 3x the number of views per video than he was getting for views on Fox based on like just the analytics, which once again, though, the way Twitter manages views is slightly different. Like I think if you watch 30 seconds, it counts as a view. Whereas like Fox, I think it's based on retention. But
21 million. Look at that.
Yeah, this is massive. Like I think that he was averaging a little over 2 on Fox. So this is obviously like a great move for him. The other thing that I think is really interesting about the X monetization model is Elon said they're going to stream the fight between him and Zuck on X and donate all the money to charity. And Zuck was like, let's get a more reputable place to raise the money. And obviously Elon's going to tell him to like kick rocks. But I think we're going to start to see more live content. We now just saw YouTube roll out vertical streaming, which is to compete with TikTok. And would it shock me if Twitter actually figured out how to get their own in-house streaming versus Periscope? Not at all. I think it's a matter of time. I think that
they own Periscope.
Yeah, but have you used Periscope on there?
I mean, it's not great.
It's terrible. So would it shock you if they use something else?
They're going to remove either way, they'll remove the Periscope branding. They'll probably just gut it and then build their own,
the process is terrible. Like it actually like kills the algo too. It really like pushes you down because I think that there's got to be something in there that makes it still think it's like a third-party streaming service, because that is like if you basically put any link that goes to YouTube, Facebook, or anything else in a primary tweet, it basically just thwarts all engagement and impressions right now. So they're trying to keep people on the app, which is like obviously that's how they monetize. So I think you're seeing even some YouTubers that are kind of shifting even in the crypto space. Like I'm a huge Crypto Gorilla fan. I think he does a great job with content around the space and like tokens and like airdrop farming, upcoming projects. He now posts his full video right to YouTube, and it's awesome to watch because like now Twitter also posts his full video to Twitter, not YouTube. It now has in browser video and video views, so you can actually like scroll the timeline and watch a video now, which I think is great. You can actually leave Twitter and still have the video playing on your phone. So they are improving some stuff, which like I'm a fan of because that was a big headache for me previously. You have like people like Ash Robin, who used to post a lot on YouTube and now just does like a 5-minute monologue style, almost like Penguins from YouTube, is a big streamer like Reactor, doing similar stuff. So I think we're going to see more video content lead to Twitter. And you saw Elon push to Mr. Beast to post his videos directly to Twitter. And Mr. Beast just had his most viral video this past week. So I'd be really curious to know on YouTube. So I think if he does try Twitter, I'd be really interested to see the view count on it, just and what the like comparison is for monetization. Because like dude pulled 46 million views in 24 hours.
Yeah, I think that.
Oh, sorry, Pio.
All I was going to say is I think it would make sense for Mr. Beast to explore YouTube. I don't know what the Mr. Beast
explore Twitter.
Thank you. To explore Twitter. I don't know what the duplicative content situation would be with an upload to YouTube and a native upload to Twitter. It actually feels not that bad to me, or Nick doesn't like it.
I mean, separating views is the issue because you're going to have half your audience watch potentially on X and the other half watch on YouTube.
Are they though? Because X is kind of small compared to YouTube.
But even that. So imagine that though. If he got 10 to 20% of those views on Twitter and not on YouTube, he doesn't hit this record for most viewed video. So like something like that is the thing, is like you're separating potentially the same audience that would only funnel to one location.
He optimizes typically for like one key metric, and that metric has always been YouTube. The shorts he's been optimizing for as well. The revenue though is pretty insane. The amount that like Frank's thing, 4,000 a month.
2,000.
No, would have been for 3 months basically, right?
Between February and now, right? So
yeah,
it's about 6
February
months.
to July.
March, April, May, June. Oh, 6 months.
Yeah.
So then, okay, well, still
a lot.
It's still
it's 24 grand a year,
$2,000 a month. is pretty substantial. That said, I mean, Frank does pretty well on Twitter. Like, he's probably the biggest in the NFT space. I don't know who's bigger than Frank on NFT Twitter. He consistently does well. So I think that's like a small subset of things. But well, Mr. Beast going to Twitter is one thing. I think we have a long way to go. I think the biggest thing, you know, I saw there was this article that some blog had posted, which was essentially like, oh, yet again, Elon missing payments or something like that. Like, oh, like it's kind of ridiculous how standard the bias is for a lot of the
media
articles. And I think that it actually, I don't know that it's necessarily blaming the media outlet. I think it more has to do with the fact that it's way easier to just write a slanted article and have that bias built in. It's way more convenient as the writer because you can churn that out a lot quicker. Because if you do something which is like inflame somebody, that's easier content. It doesn't matter about the quality of like the writing and that sort of thing, because instead you just did something that pissed people off. You got that headline and now you got people to talk about it. And that's the name of the game on the written side. But what was interesting to see is, like, I don't give a shit if he misses 3 days of content payments. It's not like the livelihoods of people on Twitter, on X, which I still hate the name. Yeah, this one. Elon Musk's X can't send blue subscribers their ad revenue sharing payouts on time. It's like, oh, yet again. So, like, here he goes.
This is, you know, real quick, Nick, this is like the same thing. There was a stand-up comic that had a joke where he was on the very first flight that they ever offered Wi-Fi. And they were like, oh, yeah. Hey, everybody,
Louis C.K.
Oh, it was Louis. Okay. This is the first flight we're ever going to have Wi-Fi, but actually it turns out we're not going to be able to provide it for this one. And the guy next to him goes, oh, can you believe it? And it's like, dude, it's like, it didn't exist. You know what I mean? It's like, they're just like, oh, the X can't deliver the payouts. It's like, he just introduced them. They're brand new. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, it's actually a really good comparison sort of story. And I'm just like, who's relying on these payouts at this point in time? Nobody.
Am I going to pay rent without my X payout? You didn't know you were going to get this until like last month, bro. Like, you know. Anyway.
I also think like people are really underestimating just Elon and his capacity to disrupt. I mean, the fact that he spoke about that he had an idea for a financial payment system with social media 22 years ago. 22 years ago, I mean, that's absolutely nuts. That would have put us at the beginning of the early 2000s. Social media didn't even, it did exist, but it was in like, you know, blog 1.0 form. And now he's trying to build a product that was based on that thesis 22 years ago. And I think people just need to sort of let go of the old reputation that Twitter used to have, because it was such a horrible, trolly like place that so many people and celebrities left, and just let him build this new product and allow him to break stuff and for stuff not to work. But for like as a creator, or like, you know, however you use Twitter, just use it and let the guy build. And the thing that changed my mind about this, I watched like a 25-minute video about Tesla solar panels on a weekend. Never thought I would watch that. Oh. It was MKBHD.
Yeah, I watched that one.
Yeah, he's, you know, one of the best creators out there. And I just couldn't believe what Tesla, maybe I'm late to this game, but what Tesla has done with solar panels on homes and making it efficient. And that just like showed me personally, like, don't underestimate what Tesla, how he thinks and what he can do to an industry. At the outset, it seems crazy and expensive and no one's going to use it. And then you fast forward 5 to 10 years and then everybody has this in their home or using that product. So the direction Twitter or X is going now, I'm more bullish on it, even if it breaks all the time. But finally, I think we'll have a good product.
Signal, wait until they integrate proof of work mining for Bitcoin into the solar panels. Just you wait. You wait.
Yeah, you had to go there. You had to go there.
Go to where it's going. Yeah, I did have to. That's like saying like, oh, you know you're going to turn right and you went right. Anyway, Bunny
the world's
raises
most disruptive technology. When you're living through that sort of disruption, you need to understand it. And most people still don't understand it. And so when you're going through that sort of disruption, it takes apparently 2 decades to figure it out based on Pio's timeline.
I can't wait for Pio's post coming up where he's like, how to buy a house for free. And basically, you just need to get 5 million impressions a month on Twitter Blue and then install solar panels from Tesla and just mine free Bitcoin. And both of those combined, you can just live life for free. You don't have to have a job.
I like the idea of that.
Right?
There's only 100 Bitcoin left remaining to mine anyway, so it doesn't even matter.
Bunny, what's going on, buddy? Do you have an energy drink?
Thanks for asking me, so I really appreciate that.
I think everybody thinks they're gonna retire off this, right? If you look, Borovic is #1 on NFT Inspect in terms of reach, and he got like 1,200, right? So I feel like most people not gonna get a lot from this thing.
He got $1,200 for 1 month or for 6
months? For 1 month.
Yeah. That guy has a lot of impressions. That's interesting.
Maybe they have some sort of quality filter because that guy's content quality is like the lowest you could possibly be. So maybe they kind of.
I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure on the specifics.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure, Bunny, that a lot of people that you've talked to are very interested in this because, again, there's a significant percentage of the NFT audience that is Twitter only, X only. No other exposure to social media, probably no previous exposure. Like they came in through what was Twitter and is now X and are still singularly focused on it. It is very much so a bubble in the NFT space for sure. So I think this is something that I'd imagine a significant percentage of the population is interested in. Kix, I feel like you wanted to get a word in before, but we didn't let you. Anything on your mind with this?
No, it's good. I had a stupid joke earlier, but just giving Bunny some quick math, if he makes $1,200 a month, for 4 years, not including taxes, you could buy a Bored Ape. So just got to start grinding, man.
There you go.
It won't take that long.
Bunny's saying that the price is going to go down. Real quick, I mean, we touched on it. Mr. Beast broke the record for most views in 24 hours for a non-music video. This is the video where he's 7 days stranded at sea. 46 million views in 24 hours. So he got the 1 out of 10 that he's looking for. Of all you content creators out there, Mr. Beast looks.
The video is ridiculous. Did you watch it?
No, I haven't.
Dude, it's a banger. It's such a banger.
This is awesome. I've actually played a video game that was set up identical to this.
So, well, let me tell you, it's a lot harder or easier to play a video game to actually survive on a raft.
No, it's not. Okay, step 1, you got to capture rainwater. You need shelter, and then you need spears to fish. That's it. And also someone needs to watch out for sharks. That's it.
Okay, well, none of those things were relevant to the video. So they started with water. They had survival stuff already in place. It wasn't, hey, we're leaving you here with nothing. They actually provided, and thanks for showing us this
professional team of survivalists.
So like, what do they have? Like Nature Valley bars? Like that's cheating.
Okay, so yeah, they had food, but the biggest thing was they had to live through a storm, which was like, they were just like, I will say the whole video is just them being like, oh, this sucks. God, this sucks. Oh man, this sucks. And literally it's an edit of them going from this sucks to this sucks to this sucks, like for the majority of the video, which is all that people wanted to see, followed by I just saw a clip on there of it looking pretty, like them getting a drone flight or drone shot of it being nice, maybe the calm after the storm or before the storm. I don't know. Anyways, the whole situation, it falls apart, and then they're just like, they're all just like, oh, this was worse than Antarctica. This is worse than blah blah blah. And
it's the worst thing they've ever done.
Nick, was there any romance during the 7 days at sea here?
Well, 2 of them found out that they were gay, and they ended up hooking up with each other. Yeah, it was a pretty crazy.
Well, no wonder it has 77 million views.
Yeah, so it is a tale of the transformation of 2 of the characters actually who fall in love, despite the harrowing conditions that they have to survive
and the
through.
Difficulties that they weathered in the weather.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then they found love, and they also found out that that they were their sexual identity years into their lives. It was pretty crazy.
The guy doesn't want to die, right? So it's just like, remember the guy who jumped off of the boat in the Caribbean? They dared him, and then he just disappeared, right?
In the Bahamas?
That is the opposite. In the Bahamas, thank you. That is the opposite of this video, right? And one video had 46 million views. The other video probably has slightly less, and a very, very sad outcome. I like that Mr. Beast did this. It's like his content. I know it is a lot of, oh, this sucks, but it just goes to show, like, even with a raft that has been professionally equipped with survival techniques and survival equipment, once you come up against Mother Nature, like it's like, it is pretty damn scary. And I like that they're not trying to kill themselves for content. They're just trying to, like, get views, you know? Like, there's a line: jumping off a boat in the middle of the Bahamas, line cross. Boat on a raft, survival equipment. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool.
Well, the fact that he keeps outdoing himself and continues to get the most popular video, like the 1 out of 10 as he looks for as his key metric, is incredible. We'll see if he ends up locking in a Netflix show. That's what he was talking about in his last Colin and Samir interview, talking about doing a Netflix show and taking the scale even further. Nick?
I just had a story that popped up that was not shown on any of our news on the weather. Well, we haven't done the weather yet, and let's just stop that whole segment. You know, let's just give up on it. But regardless, in the show notes, it's not in there. There was an Apple iPod that sold for $29,000, the first generation
Collectible.
So it took 20 years. Do you know if you add inflation to it, it actually would have been worth $436,000 in the same period of time?
Did you just make that up?
Yes.
Okay. And was that a joke just for you?
P always calls it jokes just for me. It's not jokes just for me. It's called an experiment. And sometimes that experiment fails. P.O. categorizes that he's like, true comics, understand.
Read the room.
Like I just,
No,
I crafted that joke for somebody.
I'm considering Nick a true comic, because real comics like it when no one in the whole room is laughing, but one guy in the back corner is like, ha! Like, that's like their idea of like something funny, or they'll do stuff just for the comics in the green room because they know they're making the comics in the green room laugh.
To be clear, P.O., that's not my strategy. I'm just throwing things out there conceptually to see what happens. So that's what's going on there. And I have no shame about it. So
Antoine laughed. You got one guy.
There we go. There was someone who actually got the joke. The bottom line is I'm laughing at the joke now because I think it was so good. But I wonder how many other people kept their first iPod as a whole. But it is interesting that a lot of those things are the collectible nature of them, and that's worth more than a doodle.
And you need that thing sealed. You know what I mean? You don't even open that wrapping on it. You should go get some Fitbits. You know what I mean? Just keep them in self-storage for 10, 15 years. What's the newest piece of hardware out there? Get an Oculus Rift, dude. Don't even open it. Yeah.
The Apple goggles, the first edition Apple goggles.
Get 40 pairs of that, self-storage, prepay 10 years on that self-storage. Get the AC unit, second floor, so you don't have to worry about flooding. Check back in 10 years, dude. That's your retirement money.
I do feel like the Apple goggles, if you are a physical collectibles person, which I'm not, I don't want to hoard objects. You know what I mean? I got these things that I just can't figure out what to do with. Take a look at this real quick. I got the Bored Ape Yacht Club Rolling Stone. These things sell for like these sell for like.
What a great shot, P.O. Could you cue that up better? But you're like afraid to pull it out. I don't understand.
Don't put your hand on it, P.O.
It's
now
no more. It's not a 10 out of 10 PSA grade anymore.
Plastic wrap.
Nope. He curled an edge. There goes your PSA grade 10.
Oh God, he's at an 8 now.
I hate the physical collectible stuff because I guarantee I hate this shit because like now, so ladies and gentlemen, for you, those of you just listening,
you can pull it out. There's no problem with touching the plastic wrap. It would have been different if you had like,
dude, when I was selling the Gary V, the things, the cards that came with V Friends 2, I sold them for like $600 for 3 of them. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's a pretty decent haul on eBay. When I talked about it, people were like, no, you took it out of the cardboard. You weren't supposed to take it out of the cardboard. It's just like, come on, man. Let me just sell this stupid thing. Like, is it really like that? Like, if I send that to grading.
It could always be worse. I have this PSA grade 4 Chris Webber card. For context, they're graded out of 10. So this is arguably one of the worst graded cards you can buy. So, you know, people like the ugly stuff too. You could bend a corner, you could step on it, you could really just beat the shit out of it, and someone will want it. Somebody will want it.
Well, yeah, I don't know if I got the stomach for graded collectibles. Nick?
I can't believe you're treating that comic with that much respect. I mean, that's just fucking hilarious. And the fact that you're not willing to touch it with plastic. For those listening right now on X, the worst named product around it, gonna still that is revolutionizing monetization though. He basically pulled out 2 inches of the magazine because he wasn't willing to show the whole cover, and so we were supposed to just see the bottom of the ape. Now he's sliding it all the way off. Okay, this is actually bringing much joy and pleasure to the viewers.
Gosh.
Hold on 1 second.
I'm starting to see the
Oh,
art.
dude, fuck. This thing's a fuck, dude. It's a PSA 2 now. Dude, you basically just got firewood right there. It's Kindle. You can't even send that in.
People got, like, when I said that I opened it, people were just like, oh my God, you opened it. Blah, 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 blah. And
I'll tell you what, man, that was better than mukbang.
That was pretty good. I derived some pleasure from observing you slide it out there, dude. That was pretty good.
Okay.
So for those listening, we just saw 80% of the Bored Ape Rolling Stone cover now, and let me tell you, the excitement level, 10 out of 10. That was
the guy who sold the Magic the Gathering card. His hand was physically shaking, and he was touching the card, and he still sold it for $2.5 million. So PO, it's all right. I think you're gonna still be able to sell that in about 5 to 10 years
for $20. No one's gonna give a shit about that item.
Fun fact. All right. So like, I like, so like every once in a while on like a Sunday morning, if it's like raining or something, I do like a full eBay overhaul of like things that I don't want in my life anymore. I've been doing it since I was like 14, and it's part of like a cleansing process. It's like, I don't need this. I don't need this. So I do an eBay overhaul. Dude, nobody wants to buy Mutant Ape Yacht Club OG merch. Nobody wants that. A guy bought my Mutant Ape Yacht Club hat. I just got an email from him. He goes, yo, I can pay you on the 15th. So that lets you know.
You just got the cash up front, dude. Remember what I said back in the day? The bottom's
for $8.
The bottom's in when you can find the merch in Goodwill.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Yeah. Like, I
Well,
feel like
close second, there's Bored Ape t-shirts in Walmart now for $11.99.
Someone needs to buy one of those, wear it for a year, and then donate it to Goodwill. And then the bottom's officially in.
people line up at Goodwill in Brooklyn. I'm assuming because they're not because they need clothes, but because they're trying to flip, like
vintage.
trying to vintage, like what do they call it? Pick, like they're trying to pick. I guarantee everyone would just probably ignore Mutant Ape Yacht Club, or maybe they would Google it and they'd be like, oh, maybe this is worth something. I don't know. But
dude,
anyway,
if you're waiting at the line, you're not winning the game, dude. Like, that's just not the way that space is done, man. It's done behind the scenes.
Yeah, 8 a.m. back of the warehouse, dude.
Dude, the warehouse people are getting tipped big time on dropping some of that fresh, vintage, unwashed clothes. You know,
the one that
runs that shit.
Dude, you want that fresh 1967 stink attached.
Yeah, you don't go to Brooklyn and pick, like Pio said, unless you go through Nick.
Okay.
Wow, I didn't know Nick was like the mob for vintage BS.
Oh yeah, he runs that shit.
Well, I was at a restaurant with vintage outside of it. I'm sending a link to Clemente real quick for the Bored Ape magazine on eBay, the sold ones. But I was at a restaurant or whatever. I don't understand the vintage YMCA shirts. I'm just like, is that really that hot? Like, is that a sellable item? Exactly. So look, these Bored Ape comics are selling for hundreds of dollars, and the graded,
those are crossed out. So hold on, is it
crossed out? Means highest offer was taken.
Right.
Yeah, which
so
was
we
like
don't know.
$20.
No, I don't think so. Go down, keep going, Clemente.
The last sale,
140,
140
in the books.
Dude, these things in the bull were going for $2K ungraded.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah,
and
me too.
I didn't know I had 2. Shout out to Franelations. He sent me the link. I said, "Are you buying?" He said, "Bought 2." This is during the bull run. I no hesitation bought 2 because I trust Fran. Didn't even realize I had 2 of them. Also didn't know that they were going for $2,000 during the bull run. That would have been nice. That's $4,000 for 2 of these magazines. Are you kidding me?
Dude,
Who's buying them?
I still have, dude. I'm snapping them up, man. Left and right. I'm buying those
Yeah,
magazines.
they dropped during NFT NYC, so there was a bunch of people who missed them.
Got it. That's why. Okay, that's interesting that I was able to buy them because I was at NFT NYC. I wonder what the logistical circumstances were.
Well, Bunny was one of the buyers when he was flexing the $500,000 on his wrist. You know, he was just out there flexing that and being like, "Yeah, $2,000, that's nothing."
But Bunny, that was pretty cool, Bunny. You had $500,000 on your wrist. That was pretty cool.
That 1 week, man.
All right. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, today's show is sponsored by PlanetX. PlanetX is the first blockchain native live treasure hunt game. We were talking about Mr. Beast earlier. How about a live treasure hunt game where players compete for real world prizes every single day? It's available, or it's coming to iOS and Android, a mobile game for all you mobile only peeps. PlanetX combines the best part of battle royale games and fast paced multiplayer gaming, taking competition to a whole new level, set on a mystic alien planet inspired by Avatar. You've probably seen that movie, James Cameron. The game offers stunning graphics and a unique mobile gaming experience. Hunts start at specific times each day. This is the game mechanic. Specific times each day with hidden treasure chests waiting to be discovered. When you find a chest, you win what's inside, and the action continues until the last chest is found. You can even purchase strategic items like scanners, guns, and vehicles to enhance your gameplay and increase your chances of winning. I'm going off book for this, but when we talked to James from PlanetX last time, he talked about how this game has been in the making for years before they even plan to make it a blockchain-based game. So you're talking about a game that has been in development for a while, and it didn't even start as an NFT game. They just got excited about the technology, saw a path to make the game better through blockchain. Absolutely love to hear it. We're a big fan of gaming sponsors on this show. We believe that the blockchain gaming space is going to continue to develop in a robust way. Obviously, Kix is the CEO of a blockchain gaming company in his own right. We're friends with Jonah, who is all in on this space. Anyway, we are going to be talking to the team at PlanetX later on in the show. Check out the pinned tweet to go and sign up for the mint. Clemente's got all the information pinned to the top. Anyway, over to Kix for the weather report so we can get into the meat and potatoes here. Kix, please take it away.
You got it, Coach. Perfect timing today, Tuesday, the 8th of August. We're looking over at volume coming in 9.3, Blur 6.2, OpenSea 2.4. That's pretty anemic. Hopefully September's a little bit better for us. Let's look over at the leaders. We got Apes, 29.1. Mutants, a little bit of a rally, 5.8. Punks holding strong at 47.5. We got DeGods, the last, of the whatever of the second tier. They're the only ones up above 5. They're at 9.1. We got Azuki 4.8, Captains 4.7, and Pudgy's 4.1. Over the past 24 hours, Jack Butcher's Infinity Collection is now live. The collection features infinite tokens with infinite supply, priced at 0.008 ETH per item. At any time, collectors can destroy the art to redeem the ETH at any time. The goal is to see whether collecting in its purest form kills momentum or does price dictate taste. So my understanding is you literally can just get your money back. It's like one-to-one backed. I mean, that's better than buying treasury bills, I think. Doodles is hosting a pop-up event in Tokyo for anyone who wants to purchase their newest vinyls. The event's happening from August 11th through 13th while supplies last. Pudgy Penguins released a left-facing collectible. That's happening today at 9:45 p.m. Eastern. Limited supply of 150 means they'll likely sell out quite quick. And each comes with a claimable ERC 721 token. Get yourself a token in a physical. Lastly, after much anticipation, Pixel Vault finally introduced the official token of the Reboot Protocol. The token's called GG. The token has utility across every Reboot game, powering the entire ecosystem from games to credits to rewards. Let's look at crypto real quick. Bitcoin trying to hold on to 29, ETH staying just above 1,800, Solana fighting for 23 bucks, 8 just not moving, $1.80. Back to you in the studio.
Yeah, good stuff, Kicks. Fantastic weather report. Updates from the Nifty Daily Digest. You need to have an account at thenifty.com to claim the free NFTs that we're going to drop, including today. In fact, today's free NFT has a gold ticket, where if you claim the NFT and you get the gold ticket, you get a free NFT giveaway, like the actual NFT for PlanetX. Okay, so you want to join today? Go to thenifty.com, thenifty.com. Go to claim the free NFT, and you might win the gold ticket NFT, which is a gold version of the free NFT today, which will give you an actual free NFT by PlanetX. Anyway, stories from the newsletter. Rec League, the Web3 game developed by N-Way Play in partnership with Yuga Labs, shared additional gameplay footage and information revealing that each mech part functions as its own NFT, which can be crafted and traded on marketplaces. Second story, Cypher, a decentralized exchange on the Solana blockchain, lost nearly $1 million in assets after an exploit leading to the freezing of its contracts as contributors try to negotiate with the hackers for the return of the funds. Obviously, it sucks that platform went through that. But what is this? An exploit for ants? $1 million in the crypto space is just not that much. Glad it wasn't worse. That's it for your daily update from the Daily Digest. Make sure you make that account at thenifty.com. Again, we're going to have a giveaway from PlanetX. The way you do that is you claim the free NFT today when we publish the code on Twitter and on this podcast. And if you get the gold ticket, a lot of people are going to DM me over and over again and ask me if they won. The way you win is when the animation finishes, your ticket is gold, as in the color gold. All the other NFTs will not be gold. If yours is all gold, that means that you won. Anyway, Kicks, I want to get your take on this Rec League game, because you are a gaming CEO in your own right. What do you think about it, man? Are you pumped?
Yeah, I mean, like, Street Fighter games aren't exactly my favorite game genre.
You like way nerdier stuff, or?
I think less nerdier stuff. If you've ever gone to like a esports tournament for Street Fighter, like it smells really bad in there. It actually makes like a Magic the Gathering tournament smell like Bed Bath and Beyond. So it's pretty nerdy out there. But first of all, it was interesting to me that this isn't actually by Yuga Labs, right? So this is by a studio that Animoca Brands owns, but they're like integrating it. They're basically trying to leverage some marketing off of Yuga Labs. So it's powered by ApeCoin, which is definitely interesting. And then also like Bored Ape Mutants and I think Codas or something like that get a free claim. But it's a Street Fighter game with a unique twist. Usually Street Fighter games, like, you're just picking a character, right? You just try to get good at that character and their moves and their special abilities. With this game, you're actually like equipping gear to your customized Street Fighter, right? So you can probably have different primary weapons, which give you different ultimates. You can have different other types of gear that maybe gives you better defense or more HP, yada, yada, yada. So it's a super customizable kind of like character building. So that's going to be really interesting because not too many, at least popular Street Fighter games, have done that before. Sometimes with those types of games where people are super competitive, they don't like play to win mechanics, right? Where like you're losing to a guy just because he has a legendary weapon, right? And you're like, I'm better than this guy, but he's beating me because he just has this kitted out weapon. But I still think it could work out well. I mean, that's innovation, right? Is trying different things. Super interested to see how like the mechanics play out for that. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. And also it'll be interesting to see if more games try to build on this kind of setup where they try to leverage a little bit of the Yuga Labs name.
Yeah, and it looks like RNG live streamed a test of it last night, and it looked pretty good according to this comment.
Jonah played it too, so
okay.
I watched that like in depth. I'm excited about this game. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's a mobile-friendly game, Street Fighter style, complete customization. I think there's gonna be some really cool things that come out of it, and if there's any streamability for it, all the Web3 gaming people who are heavy in this space, Bryson, Jonah, Orangey, are going to be eager and excited to play this for a little bit of time and get some more eyes on it. And if the cost to build these mechs is fairly cheap, like $2 to $5 for parts, I think you're going to have like a decent kind of run with it. The thing that I think is crazy is they have a similar game that's Power Rangers. It has 90 million downloads that Enway has for a Street Fighter Power Rangers game. And the comment that Jonah made was that this is a little bit more of an in-depth version of that with it seems as if they built on top of it and added a little bit more life to it. So that's something Bunny had actually shared. I missed that conversation, but I watched the stream from Jonah and I was like, this game looks solid. Like it really does. And I know I'm going to get absolutely torched playing the game, but I'm excited to play it. And maybe I enter my social just to get a pack to mint something that I can sell for $50. If anyone's got a plug for like a secondary identity, let me know, because I'm excited to see my credit score go down to single digits after that.
The social security thing is wild. I mean, good God.
Wild. That's Animoca's playbook, right? They did the same thing for Other Side. It was really weird that like Other Side kind of ran through Animoca brands, and that's why there was like the KYC to get on the initial mint list.
This is a more intense KYC though. You enter and submit your wallet, your ID, it approves your ID, and then asks for a social for secondary verification. The KYC for Other Side was just a license or a passport. Like you could have got your entire family to do it and printed generational wealth. This one's a little bit more difficult. Like I called Grandma Gertrude. I was like, hey, Grandma, this is actually me. Can you please give me your social? It's for an internet collectible. And she said, yeah, sure. I got you. No problem.
I mean, one of the things too is that a lot of people speculated on Dookie Dash or paid people to play Dookie Dash because it was from Yuga Labs, right? And they're speculating on that like Yuga Labs price premium. This is not from Yuga Labs. So it's going to be interesting to see if we see that same kind of price premium effect. Me personally, I'm super bullish on Parallel, the card game coming out. I'm sure you guys maybe traded some Parallel cards or got like a pack back in the bull run. But that game's super legit. I think that game definitely has legs. We'll see how the Street Fighter game does. I mean,
Kicks,
I'm
can
sure
you
it'll
get
be
into Parallel? Can you explain what's happening in Parallel? Because I know it's in like a closed beta or closed alpha, whichever one. What is the game? Why is it so popular with the community?
Yeah, it's a card game. So it's like very similar to Hearthstone or Magic the Gathering. So basically you have a deck, you're playing against someone else, you like draw your cards, you play them out, you're trying to beat them on the board. But I think people are excited about it because it's like it's pretty close to like being released for sure. Like it's not just like a preview or like a demo. Like it's pretty close to being like fully ready for release. And it's like a good card game. I played a lot of card games. It has good mechanics. It's super smooth. I think their like economy is a little complicated because like I first came in as a gamer and I'm like, man, I'm just excited to play this. I'm actually having fun, right? So then my like speculation hat comes on. I'm like, okay, how do I, if this game blows up, like what should I buy, right? And they have a lot of different things, but their economy is a little complex. So like right now I'm just going to stick as a player. So I'm not going to like try to buy 10 ETH worth of stuff for it to 10x or whatever. Instead, once it launches, I'll probably like buy some cards, because what their unique thing is basically you can get cards in game that aren't NFTs. And if you play in rank mode with those, you don't earn their token prime. But if you buy the NFTs and you have them in your deck, then you earn prime. And it's on a sliding scale based on how much of your deck is NFTs. So if 100% of your deck is NFTs, then you'd get like 100% of your potential prime reward. But you could still only have like 30% of your cards be NFTs, and you'd still get some prime rewards. But yeah, I mean, it's a very legit polished game. Like I also played Illuvium back in the day in their alpha or whatever like that, but it was fun, but there was no PvP. You're just playing against an AI, and it was like, you know, it was still like early on. This, you're actually playing against like real other players, and it's like the game is competitive and fun. So I just worry with like some games like Rec League, like I think it could do very well. That the success for Rec League is going to be like, do they get mass market like mobile downloads, right? Then like the NFT components I think can work really well. And same to an extent for Parallel. But I think that like I'm looking for games that could be around for like 4 years, right? Or more, a decade, right? Because that's where you want to like be in. You don't want to be
build a franchise, right?
Exactly. You don't want to be in like Flash in the Pan. And dude, if you watch the opening trailer for Parallel, like that is AAA. Like that is a AAA video game trailer. Like it got me goosebumps going. Like I was like, man, I would legit watch a movie on this. So I'm excited to see what they continue to push out. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff happening in the gaming space. I mean, we talked about Rec League, Parallels making moves. The guy from Illuvium says they're getting really close to their team fight tactics style game. Reboot is making some announcements. They're trying to on Arbitrum Nova. They're trying to basically build like a network for competitive gaming. So I mean, there's a lot. And then we have Legends of Mara coming out on Yuga Lab side. So I mean, there's really a lot of stuff coming out in gaming that I think is like really exciting. The only thing that I don't like is everyone's like really trying to like almost force like, okay, gaming's next. Like everyone wants something to like some sort of thing to pump so bad. You know what I mean? That they're like, I don't want to force it. I just want this stuff to like kind of naturally, organically kind of.
There's no such thing as forcing. I mean, like, so people just don't understand. Or the only thing people think about with all this stuff is like, will something that I press a button to buy then multiply by 15 or 100 within 5 minutes, preferably 5 minutes later. And then I press the button again and I never think about it again. Right. And in reality, game makers are going to try to make a good game that works really well and that more and more people want to play over 5 years. They're not worried about you pressing a button once, then pressing a button again a little while later, like preferably 1 minute later, as short of a time horizon as possible. And then you get rich off of it. Like they're trying to make good games. So like they're going to make good games. They're not worried about you pressing buttons.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think what really happens is like some of these games just come out and they're fun to play and they get like more people in the overall gaming market that are like, I'm willing to play games that are fun to play. And they kind of start to get into, you know, more of the other games out there. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on in the gaming space. I'm super excited for like the second half of this year because I think there's just going to be more releases, more fun stuff to play. So,
hey, Nick, Pio, I just wanted to let you know I'm still laughing at your joke earlier about the exploit for ants. It doesn't matter if nobody else, you know, the comic here thought that was a good one, man. I'm still laughing, so it's all good. That was a good one. Okay.
But that was actually kind of good, right? I saw one guy comment on it.
What is this? An exploit for ants?
It's kind of funny, right?
Dude, I mean, that's just a classic Zoolander line, dude. If you don't get it, man, you're not hip.
Just a little line,
wait,
right?
That's Zoolander?
Yeah.
What is this? Library for ants or whatever he said? Yeah.
Is this a center for ants?
I didn't know that was the case. I didn't realize.
But here's the difference, Nick. Here's the difference. I worked that one line in just during the read of the Daily Digest, right? Whereas your joke is like a solo setup. And then, but yours was funny. The reason yours was funny is you just let us sit in it for a second, right? You just like said it and just stopped, you know, which is what you're supposed to do. I thought it was funny. I wasn't saying it was a bad joke.
I thought Pio's was funnier.
All right. Well, the competition is on.
Meanwhile, I'm distracted here because my dog figured out where I put the bones, the literal bones, and she like won't like give up. So I'm going to step away to give her a bone in a second. We got Crypto Kaleo coming on the show tomorrow. So we're going to be pretty consumed talking to him tomorrow about crypto price action. So I want to cover today DeGods season 3 starting because we're not going to probably have the airtime to be able to cover it in depth tomorrow. We'll talk about it, but we're not going to have we should do the deep dive now. Real quick, I just want to throw one more shout out to PlanetX. We're going to be joined by them shortly, so you're going to be hearing from the team. But this is a gaming entity that's building a game and identified blockchain as the right direction to take the game in. So it is the world's first blockchain native live treasure hunt game where players compete against each other for real world prizes. There are bite-sized gameplay sessions that last around 15 minutes. So all you busy Twitter entrepreneurs can just get it in real quick on your mobile phone. And it's designed to be nonstop action and excitement. So you can immerse yourself in a visually stunning world. Like I mentioned, inspired by Avatar. It's set on a mystical alien planet, and you can discover hidden treasure chests that are scattered around the map during hunts. You collect X tokens from common and rare chests, and those can be redeemed for over 5,000 items that are in the X vault, including the latest in real life tech, fashion, and other jazz. PlanetX is free to play and it's coming to iOS and Android later this year. The Genesis Mint begins today at 1 p.m. Eastern time, and you can sign up with the link in the pinned tweet. So check it out. Easy, you want to? Oh, Nick.
Well, real quick.
And then we got to go to
I
DeGods.
agree. You got to get it in on mobile. Like that's something that when you're on the go, you got to get it in. That's what how Pia's describing it. I never even would have thought it that way. Anyways, the thing that and Easy's sitting here with the look of curiosity or a quizzical look. The thing I was going to say is you're talking about a drop tomorrow. We're doing a free NFT today, but you didn't mention anything about the packs. When are we bringing that up?
Let's go, baby.
Well, the thing that I was going to say is we have our own release today. In the future, by the way, we should probably not do the releases on the same day that we're doing a free NFT, just so that we can make sure that the deployment doesn't interfere with that. But I'll wait for the deployment. But we're dropping packs today. We've been doing free NFTs most days on this show. And a lot of people are like, what are the free NFTs for? Well, this drop actually doesn't solve that. The drop, the feature after this does, and it queues it up. So if you own a BoDoggos, if you own a portal and you've connected to the site, you're earning bones right now. And this is the first time that you're going to be able to spend bones. This is one of the ways you're going to be able to spend them. And you can do them to buy exclusive limited edition packs, which includes another feature that we rolled out that we had not. We're rolling out 2 features today as part of this. The other thing is redeemables. Redeemables are actual NFTs that you can put to your own wallet. So
and sell.
Yes.
I just want to lay it, dude. We get so many questions. I just want to lay it out all the way.
I want to avoid discussing that for legal reasons. But the thing that I was going to say is, it just means these are actual NFTs that show up in your wallet, not just free NFTs. So they are free. You use a similar claim process, although this claim process, rather than us just dropping the code on the show, you're going to spend bones in order to get it. Right now, there's one way to earn bones. That's if you have portals connected to the site. You already have that. If you
or BoDoggos.
Yeah, I was about to. Let me finish the statement. If you have portals, you don't need to do anything. You just earn bones. If you have BoDoggos, you need to go and put your dogs to work, which is a process at the bodega where you can put them to work. And depending on which dogs you have, you earn those bones every day. If you have one portal, it'll auto claim them. Otherwise, you need to manually claim them every day. And it's clear that some people don't manually claim them because I'm taking that money from them. And it's ending up in my wallet because I have portals. So that's the way that the system works. Clemente is showing it on screen right now, what putting those BoDoggos to work entails. But that's the foundation of it. So for now, you can earn the bones if you have the BoDoggos in the portals. And we're going to be introducing other ways to earn bones for those of you who've been collecting free NFTs. It's not all for naught. There will be some value that comes from that. We're really excited about the next thing that rolls out as part of this, but we're building out a whole ecosystem as part of this drop. This is the first feature that introduces on-chain collectibles that you can use in your wallet. Someone asked, what time is the drop today? I think it's 2 p.m. That's the target. We're queuing up that. I'm literally setting that up right now. But
did you merge the main yet? Or are you still?
I'm gonna have to wait till the free NFT thing is done. So glad that we're dropping that today. But anyways, that's the new feature. So we have that that happening. This is an MVP of this feature, but we wanted to build. Right now, we're focused exclusively on all the infrastructure components to build this out to a really robust platform. While delivering value back to those the holders of BoDoggos and portals. If you're not earning bones right now, really the fastest path is with buying BoDoggos. So if you pick up BoDoggos, put them on the site. What we're going to say, Kicks?
Well, hypothetically, if I own a bunch of BoDoggos and forgot to stake, and Any chance you can backdate some bones, like Steve Jobs did with his stock options? And
You're smoked, kid. Peace, kid. Luckily, this won't be the first pack drop.
It will be the first. It won't be the last.
Yeah, this won't be the only pack drop. My apologies. It will be the first. So I would say start staking them dogs. My
Looks like I'm pretty bonish over here.
One other thing to include that we didn't specify on this drop in particular. There's two things that we should just clarify. One is the first. So there's 1,000 packs that can be purchased. The first 600 are going to whales. That is a separate pack dedicated for whales. You have until it sells out in order to buy those in bones. But the quantity that we've allocated with a limit of 3 per whale should limit it so that every whale pretty much should have an opportunity to get close to 3. You should be able to buy at least 2. And there's a limit of 3. On the remaining 400, those will sell out immediately. The release approach that we're doing for this one, there's no queue, there's no anything. This is a throwback to early days of Top Shot or something like that, where it's first come, first serve. So get after it. There is a rate limit on there that we institute in terms of when you purchase it, but you can buy them. Someone asked what qualifies you to be a whale. It's 10 BoDoggos or 10 portals qualifies you to have that. And if someone says, if you're having technical issues, there is a support desk where you can file that at the support area, submit a ticket, and we will get back to you with that. But otherwise, this is the first version of it. For context, the packs are exclusive. The pack free NFTs as well are exclusive to that. As you've seen, many of the free NFTs that are collected, all of them have been collected by thousands of people. In this case, each of these are probably going to be limited to like 100, no more than 200, something like that. So all of them are inherently rare. That's going to play into something moving into the future. So if you have rare NFTs, free NFTs on the platform, there is value to collecting those, and those are going to actually roll out. So we're really excited about that. And those are going to be evolving over time.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Easy. Anything to add to that surrounding the bustling ecosystem in Cash City that's developing between the BoDoggos, the Bones, the free NFTs, and the packs?
No, nothing just yet. So I just want to continue to iterate. It is the minimal viable product right now. A lot of people asking and trying to figure out ways to acquire more bones. We're conscious of the interest there, conscious of some potential things down the line. Nothing live at the moment. So please don't answer DMs of people trying to sell you bones. They're not tradable. There's no way to accrue them faster right now. Don't click any links that are not shared directly by BoDoggo's NFT on Twitter or in the Nifty Discord in the announcements channel. Everything will be shared through proper channel means. Don't interact with any DMs. We're not going to DM anybody the link early. It'll be on the Nifty website. That's it. Stay safe with it. Get excited. Packs dropping today, 2 p.m. Eastern time.
And for context, last thing I'll say is like what we're trying to do is build this iteratively and involve those who are holders in the process of it. And that's the whole point. A lot of other collections and people building things, what you'll see is they end up dropping them wholesale all at once. And we're like, every 6 months, we're trying to build with the community. So, yeah, hop in the Discord once you've purchased your BoDoggos and or portals and join the conversation there. And if you're a whale, you will get early access to pretty much everything, or at least some extra perks associated with that.
I think you guys covered everything. Not much for me to add besides that. Yeah, we're just, gradually building this stuff and it's really exciting. So really excited about today, but again, this is the first feature, the first rollout of this feature. So expect a lot more. So easy talking about DeGods season 3 again, because we have Kaleo coming on tomorrow. We will not be able to do a deep dive. We're going to be talking more about crypto price action, probably stock market price action for that matter too, since
we're not going to have DeGods season 3 live by the time the show starts.
Oh, okay.
Now. We know how this goes. It'll be midnight Eastern time, most likely, probably like 9 p.m. Maybe 3.
So tomorrow
3
evening.
Pacific. Yeah, tomorrow night is when I anticipate it. They've also said that it's a multi-day thing. So I don't think we'll get at all, they're not going to show the full hand immediately. I think this is going to be an extended rollout. where we get pieces each day. They've heavily focused on the fact that the art is being changed and not gore focused. So no knives in the heads, no dead body style stuff. Redoing all that. It's got a lot of people really excited, more IP and brand friendly. I'm more interested in the Utes season 2 than DeGods season 3, which I think a lot of people are kind of trying to figure out what's going on there, because we've had significantly more interest on DeGods season 3 than Utes season 2. Where I'm sitting there like, this is the thing. I want to see what the next step is going to be. Are they going to change the art on this? Potentially. We haven't really gotten many teasers around that. The focus has been largely on DeGods season 3 and the update to remove that. But just also like what the path forward is and what this multi-day experience is going to be like. So I know the timeline will be bustling with it. We know that they can run up engagement and get people really excited. These are the things that I'm really going to be keeping an eye on, but I don't anticipate us getting this until much later tomorrow night, just based on previous rollouts. The other thing too is like Utes that they went down to 1.3 now in anticipation of season 3. They're up half an ETH. So not a bad opportunity there. We had been talking about it, saying like, what's the move here? And I had been saying that I thought Utes were the play versus DeGods going into this, just based off of price action and an opportunity in a trade. That's something that I continue to kind of look at.
And are they launching season 2 and season 3 at the same time, or they're separating them out?
I think they may be same time.
Okay, so Utes will come out too. So they'll that bridge, you get to bridge the Utes. Cool.
Yeah, that's the hope. That's the hope. There's been speculation on what's going to be happening with it. A lot of people saying that's what they think, because we've obviously seen a lot of hustle and bustle on Polygon and the lack of liquidity. Would it surprise me if they do bridge? Not at all. Maybe they go to base.
Hint, hint, wink, wink. Wouldn't surprise me.
Wouldn't surprise me. But like I said, maybe they go to base. Base also goes live tomorrow. Coinbase's chain. They can just dominate a new chain.
There was I got a Google News alert on my phone that said like degens flock to Coinbase's layer 2 base or something like that.
Actually accurate though. The chain stealth launched 7 days early, and it was the most degenerate space I've been in a while. They were aping every meme coin. There was no way to detect if there was honeypots because like nobody had actually built checkers. They put, I think it was like, $100 million on the chain. You can't get the money off yet. You can. It takes 7 days though. So everyone's just re-gambling the money that they put on there rather than wait 7 days to get it off. Arbitrum had a brief bridge. That took too long, and that you can only pull off like 0.3 at a time. This was the whole bald token that kicked off, and everyone thought it was Coinbase that launched it. Turns out it was a known scammer who launched the token.
Classic.
Who could have seen that one coming? They dumped like 50 mil into liquidity and pumped the ever-living hell out of it, did buybacks and everything else. Great time, and now the token that's running over there is Toshi, which is Brian Armstrong's cap, which nobody knows if that's a scammer who made it, but people are placing bets on base meme coins.
Well, I'm going to say it probably isn't Brian Armstrong that made it.
No, but it is his cap is who it's named after. So way more bullish on that.
Easy. Are you interested in anything going on in base? I know like Parallel, they're launching some starter packs on base. It seems like they have a lot of like Coca-Cola.
The gas is really cheap. Really cheap. So I've used it. It's technically an optimism roll up. So it's on OP, and transaction costs are like 10, 20 cents, which isn't bad at all. I think high gas, you get it up to like $1, $2, which
that's pretty typical for an L2, right? Like
it ain't no Solana, but we'll take it.
There we
go.
go.
This is so ridiculous, dude. No one, like no regular person in the world is like has any idea what the hell we're talking about and has any interest in using Coinbase's layer 2 blockchain. It's so ridiculous.
I was going to say, Easy, do you think there's a risk that this could become another flunk for them, like their NFT platform?
No, I think this will be different because they're trying to launch a stable coin as well, from what I've heard. So we just saw PayPal do it, and Brian Armstrong has been publicly tweeting that he wants to determine a payment layer that's much easier for like USDC and actual payments in stores and stuff. And I think this is like how they're going to power it. I don't think Coinbase is going to care as much about the meme coins and NFTs on base as like us degenerates will. But I think they actually figure out a way to use this as a payment and settlement layer in itself. Because for $1, I think they can get away with that for a lot of stuff, especially with like ways to handle that. It's interesting because I went through PayPal's docs yesterday and was looking at like the fees they charge to send money using PYUSD, which is the stablecoin on PayPal. There's no fees if you send it to other PayPal or Venmo accounts. So that's really interesting to me because now there's an opportunity to essentially pay for that. But the way that they handle transactions with it, so eBay does, I think it's like 60% of eBay transactions are paid for with PayPal. the way that those are going to be settled is PayPal will actually sell your USDC for fiat and then make the payment. So you can use it. And it's backed by a variety of different cash verticals. So treasury bonds, shout out Kicks, cash, and I forget what the other one is as well.
Kicks?
But
You mean me?
no, Kicks is way more bullish on treasury bonds. Way more bullish. You just have like a mild understanding of them. Kicks has a much larger economic brain and standpoint when it comes to treasury
You
bonds.
probably don't even know the risk curve on the 30-year right now.
Yeah, dude. Like, grow up. Like, can you explain an inverted risk curve like I'm 5?
Well, first of all, it's not called a risk curve. It's called a yield curve. So that would be a good starting point.
Kicks, you hear this guy?
But keep going.
Yeah, I'm going to keep going.
Probably goes to the library to read up on this stuff.
Yeah, dude. Uses the computer that he has to rent in there just so no one can know he's looking it up. But no, I think Coinbase will use Base for like way more of their payments and trying to like actually use it in stores and stuff because they have the Coinbase wallet and the debit card, obviously. But now I think that if you can just use an app, much like Apple Pay, which has traditionally struggled with payments from crypto, I think Coinbase is going to try to go that vertical and attack from that angle. So I don't think it's going to be a flop because the NFT marketplace that they launched didn't have volume. There's still inherent volume of people buying crypto through Coinbase that don't know what NFTs are. And this is their way now to be like, hey, you can actually now pay for stuff with your crypto. And behind the scenes, they'll convert it to Base to then handle transactions, etc.
Well, there you go. I do think it's interesting that, Base exists and that Coinbase is continuing to build. I mean, Coinbase is pretty much Coinbase is the #1 crypto company in the United States. I mean, it's pretty clear at this point. So it is relevant. I know Nick was, kind of tongue in cheek saying that nobody knows about it, but at the end of the day,
No, I didn't say that they don't know about Coinbase. I say that this layer 2, it's not tongue in cheek. I'm being 100% serious that nobody, the average person is not using this thing. I think it's more important is that if there is infrastructure, the example that Easy was saying, where you can use a stable coin for certain things, but that doesn't require the end user to create a wallet. That's creating a user experience that actually is easy. And so that's the biggest thing at this point is just what is that user experience? And I think this layer 2 where people are degenning into shit coins on whatever base, the average person is just not doing that basically.
So real quick, this is a little throwback. Check this out. Sponsor that we had on the show, Live Art, last week. We talked about Yumin Jun, the Kingdom of the Laughing Man NFT. It is pumping right now, baby.
Wait, is it still minting?
No.
Damn, I got on the allow list. I didn't buy it.
It actually made it to the public mint. I was looking at it this morning. There were like 700 left, there were 200 left or so before we started the show. They minted out, and now they're starting to pump after reveal.
Pump City. Look at the activity, Clemente. Look at the activity.
Click the activity page, Clemente.
Look at that. That's an old school 1 minute ago, 1 minute ago, 1 minute ago, 2 minutes ago. That's a throwback NFT pump. Looks like people recognized the value that was in there. Great to see a sponsor having a significant
Oh, that's
pump.
awesome. Yeah, I remember he did the head, with the stuff in the head. I like that style.
Yep.
I bought some threads by Professor June. I'm a big June guy. Professor June. Bought some of those.
What?
It was an art project.
Wait.
First
What
NFT
was
I
that
bought in
comment?
2 months,
It was a 777 supply art project dropped in the bodega chat yesterday, and Kicks just hops in. He's like, bought 3, let it fly. It hasn't moved. It's been flat.
Hasn't moved.
But
unique owners has gone up by 100.
Yes. Yeah.
Which
So
is good.
I will give you that. It's only a 777.
It's like
supply.
a poor man Squiggles.
Yes.
Or
yes.
Yeah, something like that,
I'm
but the
interested
name's
in
great,
it.
Professor June. It sounds like a guy that in Pokemon. So I feel like that's bullish.
Okay, well, these are incomparable. I just want to throw that out just real quick for
I
you.
don't know. I think it's pretty bullish, dude.
I don't know, man. Have you guys seen Fidenzas lately?
Yeah, dude. This is like if this got to 1% of a Fidenza, 10x.
It's giving me early BAYC vibes.
I think that what Kicks just said is the most random commentary I've ever heard.
Wait, Kicks, you're up.
No, the distinction is that he was comparing names because it had a similar because Un was in the name.
Yeah,
that was
new
basically
meta.
the comparison.
The
I don't know.
meta.
All I know is this is an artist that has a big success in the traditional art world, coming in and dropping 999 NFTs in the NFT world, which
You don't
is
know what you're talking about, PO. This is the same thing, clearly.
999 is not a lot, right? So that makes it very interesting for me. A lot of artists come in, they're like, I'm going to drop 9,000 NFTs. And then, 3 months later, I'm going to drop another 4,000. And it's like, okay. And then they're like, it's just art, so like 999 seems pretty reasonable. Again, very successful artist from the traditional art world. You can look up the volume of sales. Obviously, it's not all about sales, as our sponsor Live Art said. It's not all about sales, but obviously sales do matter, and you can look up the sales volume on Yumin Jun's artwork. Very cool to see it pumping on the secondary right now. I was not on the allow list. Also, was preparing for this show, was not aware it went to public. Didn't expect it to go to public. So a little W there for anybody that sniped it on in the public sale. They're already winning on the secondary. So very cool stuff. Great to see pumps in the NFT space. Seems like a lot of the pumps that have come on the NFT space recently have been fine art projects. So that's very cool stuff.
Yeah, this stuff's fine art in my book.
Anyways, one more shout out to today's sponsor. We're going to roll out the free NFT. We're actually not going to be having them on for an interview, a little change of plans, but I will be popping on for a mega space that is being hosted this afternoon. So you can tune in to see me over there. The claim code is the nifty.com/claim. So THENIFTY.com/claim. Put in the code PlanetX, PLANET, and then the letter X to claim today's free NFT. If you get the gold one, right? So if after the animation, the NFT is gold, like all gold, like the whole thing is gold, that means you won the giveaway. Okay, so you won the giveaway if it's all gold. Clemente has the non-gold one on the screen right now.
Yeah. Okay, so it's gold. So Pio, you want to spend another 10 minutes explaining the distinction between gold and not
copper,
gold, so
not
that
silver.
so that you can't get the 3 DMs that infuriate you so much?
Can colorblind people see gold?
Yes. Yeah. Copper's more of a struggle. I heard jade is also a little bit of a difficult gem, but gold they can. Yeah. Yellow tints.
I think, Nick, you're underestimating the quantity of DMs. You're also underestimating the intensity.
It's five DMs.
You have to keep in mind there's genuine intensity. Oh, here we go. Oh, wow. Is this ring? Hold on, ready? Ring. Is this Ghost from PlanetX? Is this Ghost from PlanetX right now? Ring.
Hey, I'm so sorry, Pio. I'm so sorry. I'm here. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I'm late. How late am I, by the way?
You're not late.
Really?
You're just in time. We got Ghost from the PlanetX team on the show. One more for it. Let's go. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, look, we got Ghost from our sponsor for today's show, PlanetX. The game is dropping today. Very, very exciting times. It is a free-to-play game, ladies and gentlemen, that was originally built just to be a mobile game, and blockchain was later integrated because of just how interesting blockchain could advance the game mechanics. So obviously we have Ghost here to discuss PlanetX and the game. This is our second time having Ghost on the show. We're very, very excited. Ghost, well, can I call you by your actual name, or do I have to call you Ghost?
No, you can call me James. I think most of space knows I'm James now. So I kind of came in the other way. I came in as James and tried to transform into Ghost. So I kind of did it the other way around to normal people.
Yeah, uncommon in the crypto space for sure. Well, look, we've been talking about PlanetX. It's a mobile game. It's free to play. You have this live treasure hunt model. It's actually funny because we started the show talking about Mr. Beast just posting another #1 video. And if I recall, the first time that you came on the show, you discussed Mr. Beast and the success that he'd had and how that maybe influenced a little bit of the way that you approach PlanetX. So just to give people an understanding that don't know, what is PlanetX? How are you guys approaching this game, and what should people know about it?
Amazing. Before I get into that, do you mind, just because we've just launched a 60-second trailer that really helps when people hear me talk about it? We just launched this trailer, and I'd love everyone in the space to see it, because then when I'm talking, it will really make sense. Is that okay? Do you mind me pinning the trailer?
Oh, absolutely.
Is that okay?
Go ahead and pin it. Clemente is going to pull it up on YouTube and have it playing on the screen for people that have the visual experience of YouTube also.
Amazing. Okay, right here. I'm just pinning it to the space. So there we go. So you can, for those in the space who are interested, 60-second video, and it will really help when I talk about the game. So should I just give a rundown then of the game from the story, how it got here? Should I start there?
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect. Okay, cool. So I'll take everyone on a little journey to why the product's actually here, rather than just sell the product. So I'm a really big casual gamer. I love playing things like Warzone's my favorite game, Apex, Valorant, all those FPS games. And the concept of PlanetX actually came to me playing Warzone. So it was March 2020. The world just went into lockdown. COVID went across the whole world, and I was gaming every day. And me and my friends are good gamers. We're not amazing, so we're not pro players, but we're really good casual gamers. And we kept winning, meaning like those battle royale games. So for those of you listening in that have played Fortnite, Warzone, Apex, you will know the feeling of winning at the end of the game. And whilst we were celebrating, I sat there and was like, why is there not more to winning? Why is there not an extra level of competition? And that is when PlanetX hit me. And the vision was simple. I wanted to create a global competition that anyone could tune into. It doesn't matter where they're from, what they do, how much money they earn. They can tune into this digital experience and compete for real world prizes. And in its simplest form, if you were sitting in front of an investor, a VC, whoever right now, it is a global treasure hunt powered through mobile. And how that works for those of you listening in is simple. Every single day there is a hunt at a specific time. So it could be, let's say, 6 o'clock for the rest of the week, 6 p.m. in the evening. All of us in this space wanted to play the hunt on Saturday. All of us would join at exactly the same time on this map, and you would compete for the hidden treasure chests. There could be 10, there could be 50, there could be 100, there could be 500. It's different every game to keep the content fresh. And what you do is you run around and battle for these treasure chests. If you find one, you win the real world prize inside. So just picture someone on their sofa, tuned into a hunt on their mobile, run around, found a treasure chest, and bang, out pops the latest Nike trainer. Screaming with excitement, dopamines hit them, but then they have to get it off PlanetX and extract it to actually win the prize. And what happens in that time is other players like Pio, me, or Nick can kill you and steal your prize. So 1 minute you've got a high from running to extraction, the next minute somebody kills you and steals that prize. And how the game goes on until the last chest is found. So as players around the world are finding the chests, you know, James from London, Sophie from New York, the chest counter will drop from 100, 98, 97, all the way down. And it makes a big noise like Hunger Games every time someone finds it. And the game is over when it gets to 0. It's highly competitive. So when you die, you're out for good. So imagine Pio really pumped for a hunt on Saturday, jumps in, dies in 10 seconds. He has to wait till the next day. So the whole product is about 15, 20 minutes, bite-sized live competition around the world.
I mean, it's very cool. We have the trailer playing on YouTube. Obviously, it looks like a ultra legit studio made the trailer. So you guys are doing a lot of things right from what I can tell. So help me understand, can people play the game anytime, or can they only play the game during the hunt?
So there's a free mode where you can just jump in and practice, but the whole point of the product is about these spontaneous hunts or hunts at certain times. So it's like an event as such. So people are super excited for an upcoming hunt. And when you drop, you play in this experience. So that's kind of one of the USPs of the product.
Very nice. And okay. And so we're dropping this today, correct? So what are the details surrounding the drop?
So today is the actual, should I go onto the Web3 arm? Because today is actually the first mint of the main character IP. Should I kind of explain how the Web3 arm falls into the product? Because as you said earlier, it was originally a Web 2 product that's developed into Web 3?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, perfect. So, so we built out this product for the last 3 years, and the game is fully in beta now. There's actually a gameplay thread. I'm not sure if PO's got it. We can pin it in a bit, but the product's fully built. We've got test players. We've got people playing. And I fell down the rabbit hole of Web3 about a year and a half ago. I was listening to an Alien Friends space in the bull market. It might have been a bit longer ago. And there was about 400 people in the space. And when I listened in, I was in LA at the time. I was like, wow, the amount of people that are all supporting this one concept. And I didn't know what Alien Friends was at the time, but I was amazed with the community building around it and everybody wanting the business to do well. So this is the first thing that hit me about Web3. But what really hit me was my cousin who's 9. And whenever it's his birthday or Christmas, I say to my auntie, what does he want as a present? And he never, ever wants anything physical. Doesn't want a football, doesn't want a remote control, doesn't want a football kit, doesn't want any of this. All he wants is Fortnite skins. So when I really started to understand this, I was like, we're already living in the digital world as our age, but the younger generation are really living in the digital world. So I fell into Web3 for the digital ownership element, where I believe the next evolution of gaming is going to be truly owning the assets within those games to make the player experience better. So when I decided this in my head, I was like, I want to jump into Web3 to future-proof the business and also create a unique player base who are like your VIP community holders and give them crazy benefits within the game. And that is why we created the Xdroid collection, and the first 1,000 are minting today. So should I explain the utilities of them, or did you have any questions about them?
No, I mean, I really appreciate the summary of the background. And yeah, that, I tried to share some of those details, but it's great to hear the full picture and understand, the Web3 integration, coming when there was already a game in production, just already a plan to make a game, and the Web3 just made the game better. But yes, please proceed, James.
Perfect. So when I decided to make the collection, as a founder that sat and watched the bull and the bear and been on the timeline and seen all the comments and everything that's gone on, I said to myself, whatever we drop, I want to make sure it's not based on speculation. And whatever we drop, when you mint, the true value of what you're getting. It was super important to me as a founder to make this happen. So when we created the collections, we deeply thought about how can we make that digital Xdroid asset worthy for the actual person who's going to end up buying it. So you get 2 main utilities for owning an Xdroid. Number 1, you get access to something called extreme hunts. These are the biggest hunts on the game with the biggest prize pools, and they start at $10,000 a month. So if you own an Xdroid, you get to take part in token gated community hunts where your community be winning all of this money. That 10,000 is spread out across the month. So it could be in 1 hunt, 5 hunts, 10 hunts, all that money is spread out to the community. However, where it gets really interesting is every 10,000 active players our game has, just a normal player base, we increase the prize pool by $1,000 for the holders. So if our game became, 1% the size of Fortnite, holders would be competing for hundreds of thousands of dollars in these hunts every single month. And I know some people in the space might say that's 1% of Fortnite, that's really big, etc. And I know that. However, you have to look at concept. And this is something that me and the Riot Games CEO spoke about for several hours. He launched League of Legends. He was the CEO for 20 years at Riot Games. I was in Korea with him. And he said, what's super interesting about PlanetX is your market audience is so much bigger than a specific shooter game. When you play Warzone, Fortnite, Apex, a specific genre of player play this game, like me. The thing about a treasure hunt as a core concept, a treasure hunt powered by mobile, you have the ability to onboard young kids, teenagers, working adults, mums and dads, because the excitement of tuning in on your sofa and winning a prize is obviously really big. So when you actually think about 1% of Fortnite, one of the things me and him spoke about is the fact that this game is going to attract non-gamers as well. This game is going to attract people where a kid goes into school and says to his friend, oh, I won these Nike trainers. How? In this treasure hunt game. And even if that kid is not a gamer, he's going to be attracted to the game because you can just tune in and win free prizes. And this is going back to the Mr. Beast thing, which we can talk about in a bit. So when I do call out those numbers, when you really understand the scope of mobile and numbers and audience, you'll realize that they're not crazy numbers to kind of quote. The second thing, if you do not like gaming and you're not buying an Extroid to game, you have the ability to rent out your Extroid to normal players. So imagine this game is growing around the world. People are winning prizes. PO downloads the game and goes, he joins a hunt. He really enjoys it. And then he sees on the product, oh, there's an extreme hunt this Saturday and I want to play in it. He can't play in it because he's not one of the holders. So he can request to play in that hunt. And you as a holder can pick how much ETH you want to rent out your space to. So let's say the hunt is $10,000. You could say that's 0.1 ETH to have my space. So if you own several Extroids, you can actually start renting them out to normal players around the world, which I think is quite a cool element. The last thing and final thing I want to state about the collection, and some of you may agree or may not agree, is that IP and the strength of IP comes out of experiences. So what I mean by that is if you look at every great IP in the world, it's come out of movies, games, TV series, and people have fallen in love with the character base. Pokemon being the number one. The difference between our collection is when you mint, you're not waiting for us and hoping that we try and scramble to build an experience around it to grow the IP. We have the game. So the point is, if the game is loved and people are playing every day and kids are winning prizes, even pizzas or whatever it is, naturally the character IP will grow and people will like it. So kids will be saying, I want the red Extroid, I want the gold Extroid. So that is a very important point to understand when you even just look at IP possibilities with the Extroids, in the video that's pinned. So that's the whole Web3 arm.
No, love it. And we've been playing a bunch of different content on the YouTube here. It looks like a really engaging experience. As far as the other details you were going to share, please proceed. And, definitely we want to give people the call to action on how they can get involved with this today.
Yeah, perfect. Should I talk about the mint mechanic, just how you mint and kind of how it works? Is that what you want me to say?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, cool. So it's so we have no whitelist, we have no allow list. It is an open auction that starts at 1 p.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. BST, and it's a 48-hour auction. It is not a Dutch auction. It's just an open auction where you turn up and you bid. There'll be an average of bids, like the algorithm works out the average, and you have to bid above it to secure an XPod. So basically, the market decides what the value is of the mint. Not to confuse everybody, an XPod is what your Extroid comes in. And we built it in a way that you can reveal your Extroid out of the XPod, or you can keep it in the XPod on the mothership, very much like PlanetX used to do, where you could reveal or keep it unrevealed. So that is happening today after 3 years of building. So very exciting day. If you want to sign up for that, you just have to give your email, and we basically email you a link and say the auction's now live, and you can begin to bid. Easy to track for 48 hours. It's a live leaderboard, so don't feel like you bid once and you might not win. You can actually track it until the last minute.
Very nice. So we have the different stages on the PlanetX website loaded up right now. Very cool artwork. We tried to draw from the artwork for the free NFT that we dropped today. And reminder, ladies and gentlemen, you can claim that free NFT at the nifty.com/claim. The code is PlanetX. It's branded with the PlanetX info Gen 1 XPod specifically. So very fun stuff and really fun to partner with the sponsor on it. James, is there anything else people should know about PlanetX, about the mint? Anything at all?
I think the only thing left, if I've got a couple of minutes,
absolutely,
is probably what you spoke about with Mr. Beast, because it's all good building a great product, and everyone that's built a business will know this. It's all good building a good product, but if you do not know how to get to market, it's completely irrelevant. I think we'll all agree on that. If you do not know how to market a product, it doesn't matter how good it is. And I just want to make clear to everyone in this space why PlanetX is such a viral thing when you look at Mr. Beast, the Paul brothers and stuff like this. And I'm going to reference two things, Mr. Beast, and I'm going to reference the Paul brothers.
Sure.
So if you look at Mr. Beast, how he became the biggest content creator in the world, and we can all agree that, you said it earlier, if you look at his history, started off giving away $1,000, got an audience, then gave away 5,000, got a bigger audience, then gave away 10,000. He grew because as more outrageous his prizes got, he got a bigger and bigger audience until he became the person he is today. He did it in a very clever way. He did it transparently, and he did it entertaining. So there's like 3 pillars to him: give away crazy prizes, do it where everyone sees, and do it in a really entertaining way. And he did that and became the biggest content creator in the world. And our model is very much like that as PlanetX. Imagine you have a runway to get to market as a business and you dedicate $30,000 of prizes every single month. You will build an audience off of that initial price, off of those prizes. And as the game scales and we make the revenue through microtransactions and brand advertising, you increase the prize pools. But apart from that, what I really wanted to get at the point is how easy it is to get to market. And this is why I'm going to reference Logan Paul and Jake Paul. These guys are arguably, the most talented social, whether you like them or not, they are very clever marketeers, and they have transitioned into several industries because they know what they're doing on social media. And the thing about them is they recently launched an app called Better. So Jake Paul, BETR, it's a micro betting app. And with all of their knowledge of marketing and understanding social media and how it rolls and how you drive attention, what was the one thing when they launched this app that they spent millions on? What did they do to drive as many downloads possible in the first week? They gave away a car, and they got hundreds of thousands of downloads in the first week. And the reason I'm bringing that point up, so you guys really understand the bigger picture of this, think about this hype generation we live in on social media and how influenced people are, where they want the tickets to Coachella, VIP tickets to the World Cup final, whatever it is, the latest trainers, the latest bit of tech. PlanetX has the ability that when we're ready outside of beta and we say, right, we want to publicly launch, it is so easy to drive downloads because you get a content creator who's well known. You pay them, of course, because they've got the attention. And imagine if one of your favorite content creators said, guys, there's a hunt this Saturday and there's $10,000 hidden in a treasure chest. Number one, the amount of players that would download that game would be, a high amount. The second thing is the moment you deliver that cash to that person's house on TikTok or Snapchat or however it is on social media, and then there's the social proof that this is legitimate. You jump into a mobile game, you can compete for prizes against the world. That's when the Mr. Beast model really kicks in. You have the attention economy, you give away prizes, and you build a very solid brand around it. So I just wanted to share that for those of you who might be in the space or online and say, oh, it's a cool game, but how are you going to get to market? The get to market strategy on this game is actually proven with every prize giveaway you see on social media and the amount of engagement it gets.
Yeah, and when you pair those giveaways with an actual fun, engaging, dare I say, addictive game, I don't know if that's part of the pitch, right? But I think I could say that. I don't know if you can say that, James. But yeah, it definitely makes sense and it'll work. And like you said, it's proven. We've seen it with other big time content creators, influencers, really just notable figures in the content space, and now evolving to other spaces like media, consumer packaged goods, different areas of business. Look, it's a really exciting drop. I can't wait to see how it plays out. We just had another sponsor have a super successful drop, so I feel like we're on a roll right now. Thanks so much for joining the show. What's the call to action for people right now? We have some tweets pinned. What should people do if they're interested in the game right now?
I wanted to say thank you to you as well. You guys have been great hosts, and allowing me to have this stage. So I do want to say thank you to you. You've had me on the show twice, and you guys are great at what you do. So I just want to say thanks. And for everybody else, I would just say this. If you believe in the vision, and I always say do your own research, check the website out, look at all the content, ask questions, see where we're up to. If you really believe in what we do, then obviously come in and mint. And if you do, don't mint. I only want people a part of this community who truly believe in what I'm saying and want to be a part of this. And today is the day. There's loads of surprises in this auction, some crazy surprises, which you'll see, and hunts will be starting pretty much immediately for all of those holders, and you'll be a part of building out this vision. So if you do love it, sign up your email on the sign up link, you'll receive the auction, and yeah, good luck trying to secure your Xdroid.
Hell yeah. Well, we also have the mega space that I'll be popping on later. That'll be a lot of fun. I think the min will already be live at that point. But yeah, this was fantastic. Shout out to the whole PlanetX team. And thank you very much for joining us, James, for a second time on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard the calls to action. If you want to get involved, check out the pinned tweets, follow PlanetX, pay attention to what's going on today. The game is free to play, and obviously has layers of interesting mechanics built into it that I'm very hopeful to see, the results flourish on. So James, thanks for joining. And shout out to PlanetX, and I'll see you on the big space later today.
Yeah, thank you so much. Also, thank you, Nick. Appreciate you and what you guys have all done. So thank you so much, and I'll see you on the mega space later.
Absolutely. Nick?
Nice. Thanks for coming.
Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's our show. If it's your first time listening, we do the show Monday through Friday. 9 a.m. Eastern time is when the show starts. Shout out to today's sponsor one more time, PlanetX. Really excited to partner with them again. If you didn't claim the free NFT today, go to the nifty.com/claim, put in the code PlanetX. You'll have a chance to win the gold ticket, which will get you a free mint in the PlanetX ecosystem. Anyway, we will be back tomorrow. Like I said, the show happens Monday through Friday. It's also available on